Ah! Tiger.
Hey guys, I'm Prickly Alpaca, and today I'm participating in the Sailor Moon Redraw Challenge. I couldn't really help myself whenever I saw how many people were doing it on Instagram and Twitter and just all over the internet. I just had to join in because I think the Sailor Moon art style is like extremely cute, and I sort of wanted to like try this sort of cutesy moe thing in my style, because my style tends to be like not quite as cutesy, sort of more like based in anime semi-realism. So I think it was extremely fun to draw Usagi in my style. I think she ended up being pretty dang cute, and it also gave me an opportunity to sort of practice drawing portraits and focusing on like actually getting facial features symmetrical, which is not something that I always do. If you see me here, I'm flipping the canvas a lot, pretty much whenever I draw any line, any stroke that I think might get a little bit off and not be exactly symmetrical. I flip the canvas to make sure it still looks right. The ink was super fun to do. I used a different ink tool that I normally use, which is actually the ink tool that I prefer. But I just found out that I've been using the wrong ink tool for a couple weeks for some reason. I don't know, because whenever I started using this one again, I was like, oh, this is actually the pen pressure that I enjoy using whenever I ink. It's like a lot easier to sort of make nice looking lines with this tool. So at least I found the ink tool that I like using. I had so much fun drawing her facial features and hair. I really like using sort of like the G pen brush, which is the ink pen that I used for this. And her eyes gave me a lot of trouble actually, because the way I draw eyes is like kind of circular but not. They're like almond shaped but like wide ovals. I don't know how to describe it. You can see it here. But I kept flipping the canvas and flipping the canvas to try to make sure that I was getting the thicknesses of the eyelashes even and like the eye shape overall even, because whenever I sketch it's like pretty messy. I feel like it came out looking okay, but I feel like her face is like a little bit too long and her eyes are too close together. That's really the only thing that I personally think is wrong with this. I like a lot of the other things that I did. Also just like the posture of her back and everything. Whenever I drew her sailor outfit, I could have taken more time to sort of make her actual like neck and body look a bit better. I feel like they came out looking a little bit stiff. And now that I see like the screenshot and I see other people's drawings, I'm like, man, mine doesn't look that good. Like her back looks a little bit too hunched. I think I just spent a lot of time focusing on the face and the facial features, trying to make it look cute, that I didn't really take into account, you know, human anatomy. It might have helped if I had spent a couple of minutes at least looking at like myself in the mirror and being like, oh, this is what a human being looks like when they're sort of hunched over, kneeling on the ground. That's what it looks like she's doing in the screenshot. But overall, I think it came together pretty nicely. I was focusing on the face, making it look cute, and I think it came out looking cute, so I think I accomplished my overall goal. So for the colors, I just sort of like wanted a very warm, cute color palette. In the end, I feel like I made her skin way too pink. Now that I'm looking at mine versus like the screenshot, her skin is like a lot less pink and it looks better with her hair. So in future, I think I'm gonna try to make sure my skin tones look a little bit better. Like in the flat colored version, I think the pink skin looks okay, but then I went in and I added a lot more shading and tried to make it look a little bit dimensional, and I feel like whenever I did that, the pink just wasn't it, you know? I also ended up adding like a bunch of fancy sparkles to the like damaged floor behind her, just because, I don't know, I wanted to make this really cute. This was an extremely indulgent piece for me. I don't really get to draw a lot of just like cutesy girls much. A lot of the sort of clientele and commissions I get are for like really buff, strong warrior girls, so I don't get to like just draw cute anime, you know, stuff that often. I had like so much fun shading this piece though, because the hair was like, yes, I love doing highlights on hair in this style where it's like glowy and it like, I don't know, it just is very, very satisfying for me. Like the technique that I use to do it sort of is to erase away certain parts, and I just love the way that looks. I think it looks super cute and I think it works with my style pretty well. the highlights in the shading were like, I did it in a weird style in this piece because like I basically didn't know how finished I wanted it to be. It started out as just something that I was working on while I was working on a couple of other different pieces and commissions, but then I decided like, hey, I'll use it as a video. So I ended up finishing it all the way. So I actually just ended up like doing all of the shading for the most part on the color layer. I have like a couple of extra layers, and I added like one master layer of cell shading to just sort of like add a nice shadow to the piece, but I sort of just like painted and toned things on the actual color layer. I do that a lot because, I don't know, I'm lazy and it's easier to paint whenever you have like your color underneath. I just like doing it. It's satisfying for me for some reason. And I also like the way like shading looks whenever it cuts into like flat colors. I don't know. It has a very nice graphic appeal to me. I also added like a bunch of glow and sparkles because of course I did. Here you can see me tweaking the color balance a bit and making the skin too pink. I shouldn't have made it that pink. There's a lot of just finishing touches here at the end. I'm sort of deciding how shaded I want the nose to be. In the end, I feel like the nose looks a little bit crooked too. I could have maybe fixed that a little bit more. I added some highlights to the face because I love doing that. I think it's super duper cute, and some shiny little highlights on the eyes, and I just wanted lots of pink in this. I like pink right now. I don't know, it's just a phase I'm going through. I thought this challenge was so much fun to join in on. I love seeing all of the different styles that people have. I love seeing the memes that people did for this too. Like, I might do another one that's more of just a meme because I think it would be funny, but I really enjoyed just working on a piece that is cute and finished and something that I can sort of be proud of because I've been struggling with faces recently. My style's been changing a lot. And yeah, with all those finishing touches and cute little effects, I'm pretty much done with this piece. Here is the finished piece. How do you like my style in comparison to the original Sailor Moon style? Do you think mine is like too much? It's probably too much, but I personally really enjoy it. I had so much fun. If you want to send me your versions of the Sailor Moon Redraw Challenge on my Instagram is right here. It's Prickly Alpaca Art. And if anyone sends me any of theirs, I'll feature it in my story because I love to see your art. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe if you like what I do here, and I will see you in next week's video. And remember, whole wheat is the healthiest loaf.